We're live at AJ's Sports. This is the Texas Cornhole Show, episode number 2. I'm Jonathan Zarzinski. This is Grant Upchurch. Grant, how you doing?
Doing pretty good, coming off a couple of fresh wins, and I'm just psyched up for the show.
Yeah, Grant went 2-0 for the pregame games.
The pre-show games.
Yep,
For game 1, I would say you needed a warm-up. Game 2 was throwing much better, but I just got lucky at the end there, 21-19.
Yeah, I didn't really want to talk about it, and I think we're eating up our 30 minutes here.
I want to talk about it every single time.
Yeah.
So.
So I think that makes us 1-3 now in the pre-show games. Holding on to my 1, and I have a couple of losses that are only 19, so those aren't too bad.
Yeah, no, I mean, respectable, right?
But you're also just you're kind of playing with me, and I know it. And you're going for and ones. We don't have to. You're shooting airmails for fun. So I hope you like it, asshole. I'm going to get you.
I just want to have fun. So.
All right, cool. So this is the Texas Cornhole Show. We talk about everything Texas and cornhole. Let's start with what has happened.
And there's been stuff happening. There's been a big weekend in ACL. Is ACL Open number 10, I believe. I don't remember. Kansas? Was that where it's at?
Yes, Kansas City. It was Open number 10, and we had not only an open tournament, but also a shootout and a Super Hole. And there was lots of Texas people there, and they did well.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, so we can start with the shootout. In singles, both He Is Him, Cornhole Jesus, JBJ, and Dylan Turpin. I'm counting as Texan because he's our neighbor.
Yeah.
I think it counts. I'm counting Oklahoma.
Yes, we're just going to count them.
All right. Well, they made it to the semifinals, which, good for them. All eyes on Justin after his incredible performance the prior week and the Triple Crown the week before. So he's super hot right now and did pretty well. Made it to the semifinals. And I forgot who played in the shootout finals. Oh, no. You know who it was? Matt Guy and the Stepper.
Maudlin?
Maudlin, yeah. And Matt Guy won. Right, so he beat all those kids, all those hot hands. Right? He's been around cornhole for a long time.
Yeah, yep. I mean, I would say him, and I don't know if he's developed a flop shot. I don't think he has. He's just the Mr. Consistency, right?
Yeah, and I was looking at some of the stats. He's got to throw a 10-6 to win these games. Right. He's beaten 10-3s, and it's everybody's playing hole for hole.
Yeah.
I didn't watch him play very much. I was just watching the Texas guys. But yeah, cheers to Matt Guy. I do like seeing him win one. He's a process guy like me, and he's putting his thumb in his pocket. He's changing things. I think he tinkers a bit.
I wonder if we did a poll, what is the opinion about Matt Guy? Do we like him? Do we dislike him? Do we just not care anymore? I mean, what is the opinion on Matt Guy? Because I know a lot of younger people do not like him.
Really?
Yeah, because he's an asshole.
I had no idea.
But I mean, most competitors are assholes.
Right.
So, I don't know. I mean, he's a tough opponent. I really don't hear him say too much. He's excited when he wins, and everyone has opinions about that. But, good for Matt Guy getting a shootout win.
Pro shootout win, yeah. And he was he played quite a bit. And then Frank Maudlin, I just didn't watch that match because I don't like watching Frank Maudlin play cornhole.
And we'll get into that. We'll get into
it? All right, moving on. So, in the doubles... shootout doubles, we did have a Texan rookie, a hot hand. If I would have asked you last week or the week before, you probably would have guessed JBJ.
Yes.
It wasn't. It was Gavin Cano.
Oh, Gavin Cano. I mean, Gavin is a really fun player to watch play.
Yeah.
He gives me Devin Harbaugh vibes in the sense of when the bag comes out of his hand, it just looks clean. It looks sharp. He can do things, and the way he uses a lot of his body in his throw, and I just enjoy watching him throw.
Definite shot maker. In that match, they lost. He got second place in the shootout. Lost to Frank Maudlin and Cheyenne Bubenheim. They were up. I think it was 11. I actually took a note on this one. They were up 11-4 after 5 rounds, and there was a TV timeout or a media timeout. They came back, and Maudlin and Bubenheim beat them. And it was with Gavin had the bags. He was trying to leave a blocker on his third bag, didn't leave it. It went in. She had to make it to win, and she did. He was definitely visibly upset. He wears his motions on his sleeve a little bit, very disappointed, which I could imagine because you win that shootout, you get to go to the big one at the end, right?
Right.
That's how it works?
And, when you get to the end like that, You want to capitalize on your opportunity. And he felt like he didn't capitalize, but he's going to be back. Him and Fisher are great partners. They won an Open last year. He will be back.
Yeah, Fisher Hamilton from Florida, super tall, 16 years old, I think. I didn't look at the stats, but he missed more bags than Gavin did. If I'm
going to put blame on somebody, it's not going to be the Texan guy.
Yeah. Yeah, it is the Texas Cornhole show after all, but congratulations to Gavin for a great weekend. So that's the shootout. And then the Open. Oh, wait. I have a note on the shootout. JBJ, Logan Chamberlain, lost in the shootout. Do you want to guess who?
Frank and Cheyenne.
No, they lost to Needstead and Shimmerhorn.
Were they sober?
Well, it was middle of the day. So I'm thinking.
They were kind of drunk.
Yeah, so maybe just a strong buzz, and they didn't have to change their bags. So, well, you don't have to change your bags, and it's not one of their birthdays, and they haven't been drinking all day.
Are you trying to say that they're like they're not real national champs, Logan and Justin?
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, because I'm definitely not saying that. Screw those guys. Logan and Justin will beat them every other time, I promise.
All right, fair enough. But I thought it was kind of interesting that they sent him home from the shootout. They kind of got revenge. I'm sure it tasted pretty sweet for those
but
I
mean, at the end of the day, who's a national champ and who's not? So, hey, congrats, guys. You still didn't win the shootout.
All right, and then we have another note I took, Caleb Batson and Braden Wilson. So I didn't know much about Braden Wilson until I watched this weekend and started looking him up and paying attention. And I don't know how old he is. Maybe he's 12, 14, something like that.
Young kid is the point.
He's young, and he and Caleb were playing great, made a strong run. I think they finished fourth in their bracket. Super interesting.
I want to see Caleb get back into it because, again, he's another kid that's just fun to watch throw, and he's a Texas kid, and I want him to be Caleb Batson, you know?
Yeah.
Not saying that he's not, but I want to see him dominate again.
Hey, one of the things I noticed that I wasn't sure why, I think we talked about this with BG, changing partners. So moving on from the shootout, in open doubles, a lot of partners were different. Like Caleb usually plays with Eddie, but he was playing with Braden Wilson. Logan was playing with somebody else.
Justin was playing with somebody else.
And both of those guys were throwing Ultra bags. Like Justin was playing like blue Ultra Vipers. I don't know if they were Viper R's or which Vipers they were.
So I think a lot of these guys view the Opens as opportunities to play with somebody else. I just think that's how they view it. They want to have the opportunity to play with other shooters. So
mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So there's not a rule or anything?
No, there's no rule on that.
Because in ACL doubles, aren't you ranked according to your team?
Like ACL, I think really encourages you, or maybe even you have to play with your pro partner for nationals and opens. I believe that's the way it is. Changes have happened. So I don't know exactly where it is with ACL. I don't think they want you switching partners all the time.
Huh.
But they want you to have a committed partner.
Well, Justin played with some guy out of Houston. So another Texas guy, and I didn't pick up who Logan played with. But anyway, so moving on to Open. In Open singles, we have some news there, right? The 4 guys who won their brackets, which, I didn't know how ACL worked until kind of recently, right? You have a big bracket. You got to play through your bracket, win the whole bracket, including a double dip.
So you have 4 brackets. They usually split it up into 4, and you have to win your bracket, and then it's a single elimination tournament amongst the winners.
Right. So you have 4 bracket winners.
Yes.
Yeah. That's just so much cornhole.
And that's double elimination. It's really not. There's really not as many people in those brackets as you might think.
Okay.
It's still a grind. It's still hard. Each bracket has its own fair share of shooters.
Right.
But win the bracket first and then single elimination.
So in single elimination, we had Sammy Soto.
Yes.
Right. And JBJ also made it. So Sammy was playing against Needstead. Shimmerhorn Needstead, that team. They're playing pretty well right now. And JBJ played against, what's his name? Again.
Mark Richards.
Mark Richards again, right?
Yes.
How many times are those guys going to have to face each other?
Well, when you're both as good as they are, you're going to play each other a lot. Get used to it.
Did you watch the games? Are those 2 games?
I watched both those games. JBJ had a big lead. And I felt like he was totally in control. I thought he had Mark scrambling. But then I noticed that Mark was laying a little bit of a blocker on him. And And then JBJ had a couple misses. He had a couple shots that, from my angle, which is the best angle, the TV angle, right?
Yeah,
I'm
you're
like,
at home
why?
on your couch.
I'm like, why? But he might have saw something differently, and he missed a couple shots. Mark got some momentum, came back, and he got him. And then on the Sammy game, Sammy played Joe. Sammy was up a little bit, And I think it's just going to come with experience for Sammy. You're playing at that upper... And Sammy has a lot of experience, but you're playing against guys that also have a bunch of experience.
Yeah.
So, and then I think Needstead ended up winning the whole deal.
He did. Yeah, he went and beat Mark Richards.
Yes.
Right? One of the things I noticed, because we talked about this recently, Richards does have a roll bag.
Yes.
He did do a little block and roll with pro snipers.
Yes.
Which goes to show you don't need a big, fat, slow carpet bag to hit that shot.
It helps. But if you know how to roll, why would you throw a slow bag to roll?
Yeah, whole friendliness, take it.
Right.
And then figure out the roll.
Right. Exactly. I mean, the only reason to have a slow bag is if you want to play the block and the roll game. But if you're playing hole for hole, why would you want something that slow? So, but one game I want to go back on. Sammy was playing Fisher to go
Fisher
to the
Hamilton.
King's, yes,
that's
to
right.
go to the
I watched
King's
this.
seat.
Yeah.
To go to the King's seat. 16 years old. I get it. Fisher is, Fisher's a big kid.
Yeah.
He's a large human being.
Yes.
Man, he does not know how to just stay put when he throws. I mean, he
with the
throws
head
and
lead.
does his head thing up in the middle of the board, steps over in the middle of the board, and this brings me to my point. When is ACL just going to grow the nuts to say you can't cross the line?
I mean, yeah, please.
It's just black and white.
And it's so hard to watch.
Frank is stepping 2 feet past the board every single time, and I get it. They probably don't want to change the rule because of guys like Frank who've been around forever, and that's just his throw style. But at some point in time, there is going to be a line that they're going to say you can't cross. Why can't it just be the cornhole board? It's just so simple and easy.
Yeah, I kind of gave up on this battle a year or two ago because I would get into it on social media talking about crossing the line is ridiculous. Like, it's such an easy rule to enforce when the line's there and if somebody stepped over it. So I don't like watching Frank play. That's why I didn't really watch the Matt Guy Frank Modlin finals. And then in open doubles, which we'll get to in a minute, he was in it again. And yeah, but here's the thing. He can throw that same style behind the line.
Exactly. There's no... The argument is always, if I'm letting go of the bag before I cross the line, then I'm not getting an advantage, yada, yada, yada. Then why is it a big deal for you to step back and do it behind the line?
Yeah, just do it
If you're not getting an advantage, then why are y'all fighting so much that we're say you can't, or say you get across the line? Why? Just don't do it.
I don't know. I think ACL has it totally wrong. It's a totally bizarre rule that they have. And with Frank, it's close, dude, because their new rule is... I think your foot can't cross the line or the hypothetical, theoretical plane that's in front of him. The foot can't cross before the bag, right? And people have done it, videoed it in slow motion, perpendicular to where he's throwing. I wonder if the mics are picking up the thunder.
I don't know, but it's thundering.
We're in the middle of a thunderstorm. But yeah, it's close is my point. And if you have to set up a camera to figure it out, that's not a very good rule, right? This is a game we're trying to play. I can't watch and see if you're letting go of the bag.
And ACL made the rule clear, or made it clear a couple years ago that they're not going to have an official at every board, ever. They're not going to do it. So why not make the rules black and white? Why?
Well, okay, let's go one step farther on this one. So Frank Modlin was in the finals of the open doubles, right? And we got to give credit to Creek Killer and Foreman because they're not necessarily from Texas, but I'm saying Oklahoma counts for the purpose of our show. They're our friendly neighbor. They count. They come down and play in TCL. They're in the area a lot. We're in North Texas. We see them. So yeah, they count, and they were in the finals, and it was a really good match. And speaking of breaking the rules, not only is Frank crossing the line on every single throw, but the timeouts, dude. Like number one, he called a bunch of timeouts. I don't know how many. Number two, he would take so much time to decide what to do. It should count as a timeout. And I tried to go back and watch it and count them up, but I couldn't. It was a waste of I was like, I'm not spending my time doing this. But the commentator was like, the K9 guy. He said something like, okay, this counts as Frank's 6th timeout at one point. And the rules, I looked at the rules, 4 timeouts, which is a lot.
Right.
And he's still, it's
a lot, and they give you the TV to see, and I think ACL really needs to sit down and have a player be in the conversation, absolutely. But you need to say what's visually appealing, big. That's big.
Yeah.
What's visually appealing? What makes sense as a cornhole player? What's what's enough time to make a throw? What's enough time to be able to talk to your partner?
What do you think it is? Have you ever timed it?
I think it just should be plain and simple. You got 60 seconds on your timeout. Period.
Yep.
You should have 12 to 15 seconds between every single throw.
Which is a long time.
It's a long time.
When you sit there and time it, 15 seconds is
it's
a long
time. But I get it. There's situations where you want to talk to your partner, hey, what shot can I do? But that's the thing. It should be, hey, what shot should I do? And you take the shot. Not what shot should I do? Let me take 10 seconds. Let me take 15 seconds, 30 seconds to talk to you about it and then go shoot it. At that point, that's a timeout.
Yeah, exactly.
ACL, I think, needs to button it up.
So should they have a referee? I mean, what about the open finals? Shouldn't there be at least a ref there?
There should be some sort of level of rule following. I mean, and I don't think that the rules are black and white, and that's a big part of the problem.
Yeah, it's a problem. I mean, in TCL, the same issue, right? Because people watch cornhole on television, so they think it's okay. You can't step across the line. But TCL, every other league but ACL, you cannot cross the line. And people do it all the time. And then it's like, it's up to me to tell them to stop, which I've stopped calling people out on it.
But listen, there's major sports leagues that make rule changes every single year. Look at the NFL. They change rules every single year. Stop worrying about ruffling feathers. Players are going to have to adjust to the rules and make your rules easy for viewers to understand it. And right now, the line crossing, the timeouts, the how long you get between each throw, none of it is black and white.
And it's no fun to watch.
None.
It's funny you mentioned Fisher and Frank, right? Because when they're playing, Fisher's crossing over with his 4-foot-long arms into Maudlin's stepping lane, which was pretty fun.
Control yourself, man. If you got to do all that to throw, then I don't know. I mean, come on. But anyways.
Before we're done with the ACL event, did you happen to catch the final match, Creek Killer and Foreman?
I didn't.
It was fun because Bubenheim and Maudlin, fast bag game, right? Airmails and slides and pushes. And they weren't playing game changers. They're throwing, I think, all slide 2.0s.
Okay.
Which is, I guess, Cheyenne must be more comfortable with it. So against the standard dirty board game, right? Creek Killer and Foreman,
they were block and roll.
You could tell those bags were slow AF. Yeah. Like they were slow.
Oh, I've thrown their bags, and I was throwing around with Foreman one time, and he straight up said, "Dude, just throw the bag at the pile. It's gonna roll." And sure enough, man, I throw her right at the pile. Whoop.
Yeah. Yeah. They came up just a little bit short. Foreman did have a shot. He had an airmail drag to win the whole thing. It was a really, really close match. It was fun to watch. So congratulations to those two neighbors of ours.
Again, they will be back in it.
They'll be back in it. Oh, wait. I will talk about the Super Hole for a second. Okay. Super Hole. Last time we talked, my point, I was like, why? Why do I want to watch these guys throw? It's not entertaining. It's bad cornhole. I have to take some of that back. I watched it on purpose for the show. It was kind of entertaining. Okay. They had a bunch of football guys from the Buffalo Bills and some pros. And a couple of these guys were actually pretty good. Like they could make a run in like a competitive TCL event. One guy, airmails only, Tim Time, only shot airmails. And I think one of them hit a 4-bagger to win their tournament or their contest, their match. So I got to take it back a little bit. I'm kind of interested. So then I saw today they posted the next lineup for Super Hole number 4.
Yeah, and it was Food God.
Who's Food God?
I don't know. I don't know any of them, to be for real. There's one that from the Housewife TV show.
Yes.
I don't know why. There's someone from Jersey Shore on it, and then there's one more. And my whole point is, man, these aren't even the people that watch those shows. Do not play cornhole. Who are you trying to attract? NFL guys make sense. NBA guys make sense. Even try to get a golfer or something, but you're bringing people in that I don't get what the benefit is.
I mean, look at. I might sound a little bit sexist here, and I really am not a sexist guy, right? But look at Brett Guy's partner, Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
Who is this? And I don't think she's going to be very good at cornhole. I might be dead wrong, right?
She was on the Housewife TV show. I forget what the exact name is.
But she's just there because she's been on TV.
Yes.
And this is the kind of stuff that I'm like, there's no way this is going to be entertaining because she's not going to be able to hit the board. The NFL guys, you mentioned that they play cornhole, or there's...
So And the NFL, they have their facilities, right? And in those facilities, they do put entertainment there for their players. And a lot of those facilities have cornhole boards, and they have cornhole bags. I'm not saying they're professional bags by any means, but they know the game of cornhole, and they've thrown cornhole bags. Same thing with ping pong, same thing with golf simulator. They have those things at their facilities. So these NFL guys
They were pretty
can
good.
throw a little bit, right?
They were pretty good. Yeah.
They can throw a little bit. So that I think they need more people like that, not Food God.
Watch Food God throw lights out.
And
Maybe
if he does, then I'll look into who he is a little bit more.
But some of these guys they've got for the next one, I'm highly skeptical that it's going to be good cornhole. All right, so that's enough about ACL. So moving on from ACL, really not much happened here in Texas over the last week or so. I did see you knock down an open doubles. I did see two
Saturday and Sunday
in the DFW area. Well, it's because everybody was out of town.
Oh, I know. Hey, that's why I played so much.
All right, but not a lot of big events happening. There was one out in West Texas, and I did take notes on it, but I don't have it in front of me. But we'll move on. So looking forward to the future, the big events that are going to be happening, right?
Well,
the biggest
big
one,
event. So we have Signature Series next weekend.
No, whoa. The one that everyone's looking forward to is the Center Circuit.
Well, that's a little down the road.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, registration for Center Circuit's been awesome. We got 100 people signed up for Campbell, 75 signed up for Arlington, 60 signed up for Longview. I mean, people, y'all are going to need to sign up soon.
Those would be monster payouts. And then it's going to all end with a draft-style throwdown here at AJ's.
Right, correct. And I'm really excited about it, and I think it's going to be a big deal, and it's going to keep people entertained over the summer, right?
Yeah, I can't
wait. It's a Switch-Holio format, so guys, come and, hey, get a good partner. And
you're going to break it into
happen.
upper and lower.
Yes, correct.
Right?
Correct.
Because I've been to a couple Switch-Holios recently. I got a good partner last night, but that's the thing with Switch-Holios. It's like, oh, am I going to get a partner that can't compete?
Right.
But if you break it into groups, then it's totally different.
It gives you a better shot.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I'm excited about the Center Shootout, but shout out to our sponsor, Center Cornhole.
Center Circuit.
Center Circuit.
Come on, man.
Dang it. It's because it goes in a circuit. It's going all around Texas.
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, so we got the Signature Series number 4 coming up in Irving, Texas, right?
Yes.
That is in about 10 days. About a week, really, from now.
Feels good to have one back home.
Yeah, exactly. Don't have to go on a big road trip.
Right.
Be packing up the truck here in a week.
I mean, we did a little list, right?
We did.
We put together. We had no order. We are not doing order until we see the pods come out. We have not done an order, but we did a list of our top 10 finishers. We believe will be in open singles and doubles.
Yeah.
On our next show, we will have them in order. We just gotta see the pods first. We got them.
We could make adjustments too if we want to, right? I could kick somebody off my team if I don't like the way I see him throw tonight.
Yeah, as long as you publicly apologize for kicking him off your team.
Got it. All right, cool. So, in no particular order.
No particular order.
We're going to start with singles?
Singles.
I'll start. I think that Justin Burton Jr. is going to have a good day.
Bold take.
Bold, right?
It's real bold.
Yeah, is he on your list?
He barely made it.
All right, so we'll do top 9.
So, listen, here's my 10 guys I think that are going to be at the end of the singles bracket. All right?
All right.
I think Sammy, Justin, myself, Jacob Foreman, Ty Thompson, Brandon Greger, Fletcher Johnson.
Oh, Fletcher's hot right now.
I think Fletcher's going to make a run. He's been throwing really well lately. Proud of that guy. Chase Lester, Logan Chamberlain, and Josh Murdoch.
Josh Murdoch. He plays cornhole still?
Oh, yeah. He's
I
in the
haven't seen
shop
him.
grinding.
I have not seen him.
He's practicing.
Is he?
Yep.
Dang. Well, I voted a lot of the same people.
Why are you laughing?
I'm laughing. No, actually, I've seen him in the finals in the shop grinding. I guess he's
a state champion. Period. End of story. He's a state champion. Put some respect on his name.
Josh Murdoch.
Josh Murdoch was
Top
doing
10.
things that these kids wish they were doing.
Got it. I mean, no disrespect.
I'm disrespected for him.
Yeah, okay. I've got JBJ, Sammy, Gavin Cano.
Is Gavin going to be there?
Oh, I didn't look at the list. Is he not going to be there?
He's not going to be there.
Oh, man. Well, he's throwing really good right now. He should be there.
Well, he's not in the top 10. That's,
Gosh.
And we're scoring, by the way, so that's -1 for you.
Oh, man. Well, then I'm going to put, I guess I can pick somebody else. But, look, I've got guys I support that support me. So I'm picking Johnny Govea, Cahill Isom. They're going to be in the finals. Or they're going to be in the top 10. Right? They're on my list for sure. And I think they both have been top 10 in the last couple SIGs.
I like both of them. Yeah.
Oscar Morena.
Okay.
Right? Always a competitor. He'll be out there. He'll be
slick
throwing
bag. He's going to throw a
Maryland's.
slick bag. Yeah.
Yep. I've got Grant Upchurch.
Yes.
Yeah.
The list.
Yeah, you're on the list. Got you picked for sure. Monarca. Foreman. Beeson. Jeremy.
We'll see him at League Night tonight.
I know,
I'll
he's been
make sure to
throwing good.
put all the pressure on him. I'll make sure to put all of it on him.
He's been throwing really good, and yeah, man,
He is. Listen, he's down the middle. He's got a little bit of a roll shot. I've seen his airmail fall more often than not lately. So
Yeah, his airmail's on fire.
He can definitely make a run.
I will say a lot of times when I see him at these bigger tournaments, he's kind of like not feeling good. He's not in a happy mood. If that makes sense. So we'll see if he's
a happy
happy
guy.
and smiling on singles day, he's gonna be good. I don't know if I said 10. Did I? Brandon Greger. He'll be there for sure. He's motivated. All right, doubles.
You're first on doubles.
Oh, well, I'm going JBJ and Rylan Claver. Both those are super good players. Rylan's been really good. Monarca Beeson. This is my... when I saw that they were paired up, I'm thinking they're going to do really well. Both really good players. Monarca's been in the finals over and over again. Needs to get a win. Like, I know he can get there. It's really, in my mind, how good is Beeson going to throw?
He's due. Monarca's due.
Yeah. I've got Foreman Greger, which I would be really happy to see them win the whole thing.
They're going to be tough. I mean, the thing is, Foreman is an exceptional doubles player. They both like sticky bags, and BG, the style he plays, it's going to be tough.
All right, so I'm going to jump to some that might not be on your list, because remember, these are in no particular order.
Okay.
Right? Scott Beck and Alex Ibarra.
Okay.
Scott Beck's throwing fire. So is Alex. And last time he was throwing Gamblers, he played really well. And I forgot his partner's name. Tall dude, wears a cowboy hat. 2 SIGs ago, they made a run and maybe got 5th. But I wouldn't be surprised to see those two in the top 10 for sure. I've got Ty and Zach. Right, that's not really a surprise pick, I don't think. Juan Silva, Dean Parker. Those two
West Texas, okay.
West Texas guys got a good chance. And then, of course, I got to go Cahill and Dylan Randall. I wouldn't be surprised to see them up. I've got Edgar and Johnny. Matt and Sammy. Right. The only reason I didn't pick Matt and Sammy right out of the gate is because I haven't seen Matt around. What's he been doing?
Matt played on Saturday.
Yeah.
And he ain't throwing bad, man. I mean, we did all airmails after, and man, he can throw some airmails.
So he still got it?
He's still got it. I think he'll be good.
All right, cool. And if I already didn't say Medina and the Brown Mamba Aspieta.
Aaron Aspieta, yeah.
Yes, those two might make it.
I think I played them at last SIG, maybe the SIG before, and they're good. They throw good, period.
We got 2 more minutes.
Oh, so let me run off my list real quick. Sorry.
And sorry if I forgot anybody.
So it's a top list. You're gonna no, he's not sorry. He left you off.
This is all Grant's idea.
This is to hurt no one's feelings, but you got left off. So I got me and Juan. Disappointed that I'm not on your list.
Oh, I didn't put you on the list?
Yeah, noted. JBJ and Rylan, sorry, obviously. Sammy and Matt, BG Foreman. I like Levi Lechner and Mason Vega. I think that they're going to throw really well together.
You know, I don't know Levi really well.
Well, you're fitting to find out.
Yeah, all right, cool.
Ty Thompson, Zach Faulkner, Dylan Randall, and Cahill also didn't hear. Strange.
No, I said them.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, for sure. Cahill and Dylan for sure.
So I got Caleb Franklin and Luke Anderson. I think if they both get in there, I think Caleb wants to prove himself. And I think Luke, when he gets out in doubles, dude, he's tough.
Yeah.
Then I got Chase Lester, Matt Morris, and then I got Edgar Cardenas and Johnny Govea.
Yeah, they're on my list too, Johnny and Edgar.
That's mine. I mean, we'll put it in order once we see these pods come out, but I like my list better than yours.
And I'll put more work into it. You want to bet?
What are we betting?
I'll think about it. We'll talk about it next time.
All right, we'll talk about it. Any suggestions? We're open to hear.
All right, well, this is the Texas Cornhole Show. That was episode number 2. Stay tuned. We're going to have an interview with Juan, don't call me Juanito Pantoja.
Mr. 12 Podium Potion interview of the week with Juan Pantoja.
And he's going to have a challenge, is that right?
Oh, yeah. We'll see if he can do it. Hey, put some money in people's pockets.
All right, sounds good.
All right, we are here. The Texas Cornhole Show with Juanito Pantoja III.
The third. Juan,
sorry. He is our lovely guest for the Mr. 12 Podium Potion interview of the week. Juan, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Throwing great today, actually.
Oh, yeah?
PPR doesn't show it, but the stats, the record shows
The DPR don't lie?
it. The record shows it.
Oh. What's your record?
Like 20-4. There's only one team ahead of us.
Who?
I don't know. Just some random team.
I mean, I think I'm throwing pretty good, you know.
Just an AA team that's...
Hey, I'm a B all day. Well, hey, hold on a second. If I'm not, you're saying I'm an A, but Reef isn't? Like, come on.
I got to defend my team before I,
Yeah.
because then it's like looks bad on us that we're in second. But
Well, we'll get to the BigDbags.com Sandbagger of the Week later on in our interview.
Yeah,
We'll talk
all
about last night.
sandbaggers should be afraid.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, if you want to call out a sandbagger, email me. It's John, Jon, at BigDbags.com.
you might get a lot of
We'll
ones
call 'em out.
about me. You might get a lot
Oh, yeah,
about
we're
me.
going to talk about that later.
So,
Oh, he was here yesterday. Forgot.
I was here yesterday when you got paired with Anthony Hudson.
how long have you been playing League in, I guess, 360s League?
I was in Ruben's first anything that he did in 2019, like end of summer, beginning of fall. What's crazy is you weren't playing then. I was in social with my stepdad. I found it on Facebook. Somehow it popped up randomly. Me and my stepdad played. My mom and my uncle played. My sister and her husband played, and then another husband and wife team played. There was only 4 in social, and
So, quick question. Did you have zero knowledge about cornhole coming into this and you brought the whole family to play?
No.
Or did you know, or backyard game?
so it was a backyard game for us. Me and my stepdad were the best of the worst of the whole family. So we obviously came and we ran the table, but there was only 3 other teams, and we were significantly better. But I think our better was like 6s, and everybody else was throwing like 2s and 4s.
So you had boards at home?
Yeah, we threw at home, but
Like, what kind of boards are we talking about?
the wood ones, the 2x4s on the side, and
Yeah.
the half-inch plywood.
Bouncy?
Yeah,
What, duck cloth bags?
whatever Academy sold.
So when you showed up to your first league night, is that what you brought with you to play with?
No, my stepdad actually bought some slide rights, the James Baldwin red and black series.
Yeah.
And then Ruben told us the first night, hey, you can't throw those.
Hey, you wasted your money.
Yeah, sorry. Those
So what'd you
really-
do?
He gave us some bags to borrow, I think, because they had already been in it for a little bit. And he let us borrow, Republics maybe.
So
Yeah.
after that first season in social, where'd you go?
I went missing. We stopped playing for about 6 or 7 months, and then Ruben messaged me trying to build up his social league again. Asked me if I was coming back, asked my dad, my sister, her husband, everybody, all of us that I brought. He asked if we were coming back. I said, I'll ask him, and everybody said no. Even my stepdad didn't want to come back. He just works too much, and I'm the only one I was still in school, so I had time. He found me a partner. I don't remember who it was. We did terrible. But I stuck with it. I didn't give up. It was fun. We probably won like 2 games the whole season. But we didn't get last in the tournament.
So I remember meeting you at Ruben's, like at League Night. I don't remember if you're an open yet when I met you, but you're right. I mean, you're about to be an open, maybe.
It might have been close. I might have still been comp. I was only comp for a little bit. Like, I had like a small period of that, and then like once I got, I think, Elite 8 at one of the SIGs, they moved me straight up, and there was no more
Elite 8, what
competitive doubles with Carmen, Bella's mom.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Awesome.
So when I think back on Ruben's leagues and stuff, I mean, the most fun I've had, honestly, cornhole-wise, is when I was hanging out with y'all every night. We were going to Scooters, playing shuffleboard, grabbing a couple drinks.
Tommy's.
Yes, it was Tommy's. That's where you got played shuffleboard, karaoke, James Horn going up there singing us a song. The Hodos started coming around. They would go to Scooters with us. It was a really good time.
It's always fun. We never leave after league. That's a bad thing.
Yeah.
That's a good and bad thing. Like,
Well, it's what makes it fun, and I get it. People got their job the next day or people got something going on the next day, but every once in a while you need to cut loose and hang out with your league mates.
Yeah, I agree. I finally got you to start doing that.
I was a rebel at first and didn't want to, but hey, once I started going, I really started going. There was a couple of times where I need you to drive me home.
Yeah.
So where are you at right now? What you got coming up in the cornhole world?
Let's see. We got a conference coming up this weekend.
Who's your partner?
Me and Zeb Smith.
Oh,
yeah?
really?
We love the sticky bags, sticky carpet with the probably slow, slick side.
All right. Tell me what conference is, like ACL conference. Like, what is that? I know Open, I understand Nationals, but I don't know much about ACL.
So keep in mind when it comes to ACL, conference are bigger. It's not just Texas, right? So you have the Southwest Conference, which is our conference, and it's Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas?
I don't know if they're a part of it. I
So
don't know if
maybe
it's 4 or
Arkansas.
5
We don't
states.
know. We don't know.
So when you sign up for it, do you have to pick a conference when you first sign up for ACL?
You are placed in the conference where your regional director is.
Yeah,
Okay.
so obviously all of us probably chose either Ruben or other people might have chose South Dallas or North Texas. But obviously that's all in DFW, which is considered Southwest Conference.
Got it. Okay, cool. So you'll be competing where?
Belton, Texas,
I don't
which
know
is
where
like
that is.
south of Waco, not too far. It's about 2 hours and 5 minutes. It's not too far, but I'm going to be staying the night out there, Friday and Saturday night.
What bags do you think you and Zeb are going to throw?
He's a BG guy, but I'm a kill shot guy, so we might be throwing my kill shots. They feel great. They play just like Greeds. They're not as bouncy, which I'm nervous because he likes to roll a lot, and I do too, but I'm comfortable with him. He's not, so we'll see how he can adapt. He's pretty good at it.
Yeah, I played with Zeb not too long ago, and we threw the Elvis bag, and he threw them great. So I'm glad. I'm happy you and Zeb are playing together because, honestly, I think y'all can make a run. Surprise some people,
Yeah, I'm hoping to make a run. I did good at the last one. Me and Ty, we got like 4th, I think. 4th or 5th, so.
Overall in doubles?
Yeah.
Nice. That's great.
We got some redemption to get, but I get a new partner this time.
So is this pros will be there too? Are you competing against pros?
Yeah, only the Southwest Conference pros. So, like, I'm pretty sure we only have, like, Texas and Oklahoma pros. I don't know if there's any.
Well, you're going to get the Gavin Cano, the AJ Sims, the Dylan Turpin,
Yeah.
the Jacob Foreman,
Caleb
the Matthew
Franklin.
Matthew Creekiller, Caleb Franklin, Ernest Minarka, JBJ, Logan. I'm probably missing some more.
But I'm wondering, I kind of thought about it. There's a pro shootout this weekend, too. I wonder if they're.
I'm sure the conference
what's-
points are important for the pros card, I believe.
Is it?
So, yeah, hey.
I mean, I would go pro shootout because there's more money, right?
Long term.
Are the conference payouts good?
Well, it's more
It's
money.
not the same.
It's not it's okay. Pro shootout is more money, yes, but also you have to have a sponsor covering your travel and everything. I know everyone thinks that ACL pros have unlimited sponsorship money. It's not realistic. All right.
Okay.
So I think a lot of those guys will end up playing conference.
So you don't know who's registered? Can you check it out?
No, ACO is not user friendly, so you can't
I've noticed that.
You can't see who signed up. So, like, obviously, it sucks because you're like, okay, you don't know if there's going to be 2 teams or 200 teams,
Right.
and we're paying for a hotel, driving there and back, food. Some people might have to fly in for, if they live farther. Yeah, you don't get to see anything like Scorholio.
So are payouts affected by sign up?
Yes.
I would assume.
They are. It's not like a flat.
I don't
Like
think
ACO goes $5K for their majors no matter what.
No, I think ACO is the only one that does that.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
Well,
So
pro shootouts and stuff like that, sure.
I was
But
going to say, doesn't TCL guarantee their payout?
yeah. But I guess what I mean is, I guess majors is 5. Okay, never mind.
but ACO
Retract.
guarantees it even if like 50 players show up, they'll still pay out $5 grand.
ACO is just not a good business in my opinion. So,
Well,
are
if
you
that's
in that
guaranteed-
business?
I've got an ACO stamp. Yeah, you can get buoys, Maryland's.
I
Bonnie's.
tried to go and throw your bags in the event, and then it got canceled, didn't it?
I got burned out. Oh no, it didn't get canceled. What happened?
I couldn't get a partner. No one wants to partner with me anymore. And
You know what? There was like no hype. Nobody wanted to go. People just were not interested in the ACO event.
not in Texas.
It was tough. And, a couple of guys did go and had a good time and really liked it. So I probably should have gone.
I think
did.
Mason Terry and his partner ended up making a run.
Yes. Yeah. But he didn't
It's all
sell
coming back to me.
any bags. Nobody bought bags from him. You know what I mean? Which is kind of the reason
That's the
bag
whole
makers
point you
wanted to
went,
go.
right.
So,
Okay.
ACO, I'm not sure what's going to happen with it. I know that they're growing, at least they're trying to, and I do like the fact that they keep putting in the effort to try to get some kind of presence in Texas, but it's just not here. They're Texas shows.
You gotta
poorly
have
attended.
someone in each state like putting on something for your brand.
Yeah, and it's hard. They got TCL and ACL to compete with here, and that's just tough. So you're playing ACL this weekend in a conference. Are you making a push to be an ACL pro?
I'm still thinking about going to the qualifier because my original plan before the season started was to try to get points, but I realized I didn't travel enough, and I'm pretty sure it's kind of late for that. So I'm trying to get a couple sets of bags that I can get comfortable with because I don't want to go if I don't have a bag, because then I feel like it makes no sense for me. You got people that are so comfortable. I need to get there.
So for the people that don't understand, why is it too late for you to get too many points now or get your points now to qualify? The way ACL works is a month-by-month point gathering kind of system where each month you can get a singles and a doubles or regional points or local points or whatever, and that's like you can get a max amount of points in that month, and the next month it's a fresh month. So if I don't play the first 3 months of the season, I cannot get those points back. I just don't get points for those 3 months of the season.
Yeah.
Where in TCL, you can play tournaments only 1 month, but play every single day and fill out your card.
Yeah. I could win 3 singles tournaments and fill out my card in 1 week if I did that.
Right.
All right, so the ship has sailed when it comes to getting enough points to be an ACL pro this season?
I believe so. I believe there's a lot more people out there that have a heavier ACL presence that can probably play somewhere each month and travel to opens and do all that. And I just didn't do that at the start of the season.
Right, because I don't think the ACL directors around here really run something every single week.
No. I think it's not once a week. They're starting to do it once a month. It's getting bigger and bigger. We just got to get more people out here. But I think the problem with that is people not being able to see who signed up. So they're like, oh, well, I'm not going to go if there's not going to be enough people. And they're not just trusting the process of it.
Yeah, Scorholio definitely changed the game with how people handle registration.
I didn't even know there was an ACL event here because it wasn't on Scorholio.
Right, I didn't know either. I mean, Ruben has said, hey, are you going to be here? I'm like, I'm going to be in Lampasas.
Yeah, I didn't know. So, okay, and I'm not hating on ACL here, right, with the following statement. It seems to me like the tryouts to be a pro, it's a racket because they get so many people to show up and pay to try to become a pro, and there's no payouts for the tournament, and it's a crazy gauntlet. I remember looking at the numbers. Like you got to have an amazing day to play in as a pro. Is it called playing in? What do you call it?
It's rounders. I think you just have to go like 8-0. Which
that's it?
That's it.
I mean, okay, so your draw, I will say your draw really does matter for the qualifier, and 90% of the people going to qualify do not belong there. I'm going to be honest. They just don't. They might get hot for the tournament, but they do not belong there. ACL is okay with taking all those people because everyone's dreamed to become a pro and they want the money.
That's what I think. It's more about collecting the money for everybody who's dreaming of being on ESPN.
Right, because a lot of these guys, they go out there and they just want that experience of going to Worlds and playing in the qualifier and whatever. But when I sat there and watched games, man, a lot of those guys were not pros. They were not pro ready by any stretch of the imagination. But, they wanted to give it a shot. Oh, what if I get hot that day? That kind of conversation.
Yeah.
Another thing is, if you make it, right, you're going to have to figure out who your partner is. An experienced pro probably isn't going to look at you unless they just don't have somebody lined up. I want to go with somebody who hopefully can make it the same time or something like that, and just say Grant or somebody else that's been grinding the whole season goes and proves a point, and then like, hey, yeah, we went for this reason. Now let's go partner up and try to win some tournaments.
So, who are you going with? Have you got some? Are you going to go with somebody to the?
I'm sure,
no,
okay, so
tryouts?
here's the deal. I'm sure Chase Lester is going to go try to qualify again. Kevin Ameza might go make the trip again. I don't know where he's at on his cornhole journey.
Well, Zeb was there last time. I think.
Zeb might go and try to do it again. So there's going to be guys. You're going to have options. I mean, look at, okay, so Monarca is a very good example of, ever since Herrera stopped, they were partners, right?
Yeah.
So Herrera took a step back from being a pro. Monarca's just kind of where he's at with trying to find a pro partner. Joe qualified, and they are partners, but they're partners. They don't really throw the same bag.
Different style of play,
Right,
really.
exactly. So
Yeah, I think the bag matters a ton, right?
Yeah.
So you're looking for somebody like Zeb, who throws a slow, sticky bag that likes to roll it.
Yes, Zeb, Chase, all the
Chase.
center people.
yeah,
Yeah.
All the greed people, man. Those are my people.
Right on. Well, the Fly Magic, I've got them around here. They're underneath this seat.
I threw them last week.
Did you not like them?
I did.
Feel free to take them.
We just haven't broken them in yet.
Yeah.
They're not there.
You can take them, do whatever you want to them, see if you like them, let me know. I thought it was a good bag from what I've tried or what I've thrown. And it's the same materials. So I think it'd be a good one for y'all. Probably not.
but agreed is agreed.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's the same bag.
I agree.
It's thinner.
It is thinner.
The Fly Magic is a thinner, a little bit friendlier on landing. It's got more of a denser fill in it, more of that disc fill in it. So it probably doesn't roll and flop as easily, but it'll still do it. I mean, you can flop a Wrath if you have the right technique.
Yeah. I've
Shout
seen
out
Sammy-
John for flopping a Wrath earlier.
Twice.
I've seen Sammy freaking flop anything. It's
Yeah.
annoying.
We were talking about that on the prior segment. Mark Richards was flopping pro snipers, rolling them over the Wizard.
It's not like he didn't finish the number one player. It's like,
And
okay, now what I need to add? Oh, it's a flop.
Right. And it's not easy to add flop to your game. I'm a perfect example of just I can't do it. It's just not in my form.
But I think so. The slow bags have advantages, right? Obviously they have the disadvantage of not falling in the hole when they need to sometimes, clogging the hole more than other bags do sometimes, not being the slinkies, and they're easier to flop. But they're also great blockers, right? So if you're playing the dirty board game, putting it in front of the hole is pretty nice.
And a lot of people, I think, when we talk about carpet bags, they immediately obsess over the flop or the roll. And it's like, guys, blocking, consistently airmailing, and cut shots will get you as far as you need them to get you.
I've noticed the bully bag too, because you can throw it hard, right? And it's not going to fly off the back, right? So you can throw it hard so you can push and hit other bags a lot harder and get them out of the way.
Oh, I love blocking and then pushing on the carpet side with greeds
You
only.
and BG are
Replace?
all about that.
Yes.
You know who I noticed doing that for the very first time? Because when I first started playing cornhole and I started watching better players, I noticed some guys were pushing and leaving a replacement bag with the sticky side, and it was Josh Murdoch in, I want to say, Shreveport.
He's
playing
good at it.
against John White.
Yep. Easy method.
I remember oh, hey, this guy is he's not turning it over for his pushbacks, especially if they're closer to the hole.
Because they just want to throw it. They want to throw it hard. I think Murdoch, BG, y'all kind of have the same mentality of, I want to avoid slick side unless I just have to have it.
Yeah. Unless it's obvious that you have to throw the slick side. Cause
Right.
I don't know what it is. I always change my throw when I throw slick side, and that's a big fault in one of my throws. So.
I do it too. I don't know if it's the flick of the wrist. I don't know what's going on, but I turn that bag over and things change.
It could be the same side if it's just a little bit faster. I think it's just in your head, like, don't baby it, and then you baby it, or don't throw it too hard, and then you throw it too hard.
Yeah, Sammy is probably the best thrower I've seen be able to switch between sticky and slick and keep that consistent throw.
And grab a bag that's like, probably will take 2 bags, and he gets it in 1.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Yeah, that kid stole all my moves, man.
So did I.
Yeah, come on. So Juan and I met by League Night. We would play League Night together. He was a C coming into a B, and a B going to an A, right? And he was my primary competition. Boy, did I teach him some lessons. It was block and airmail every single time against him. And guess what? He developed a roll shot, and now the block don't bother him that much anymore. Still bothers him, but
Okay, the normal block doesn't bother me. Grant's block bothers me.
because the mental block.
Because it's like not in front of the hole. It's like, like a foot down towards the right a little bit. Depends on what side we're on. And it's just like in that awkward spot of like, you don't think it's going to mess with you, but that's where you land the bag to slide.
Right. And you can't really go over it because there's not enough room. So it's almost like you have to airmail it.
I've tried to gain the mentality of if I'm going to play Grant, I got to be able to be ready to shoot airmails because he's going to block. And if I block behind, he's shooting immediately. And then I have to shoot. And if I miss, I'm already behind the bag. So if he blocks and I can go around it or shoot it, if I'm feeling confident, that's the only way I'm going to be able to stay a step ahead.
Yeah, his block's not always perfect, and he screws himself, right? Because he'll miss his block over to the left a little bit, and then he's got to step out and try to start collecting it, and all you have to do is put it in and get your points.
I suck.
That's
Yeah.
it. Let's just put him in.
That's how I got 19 points on him twice and still lost.
Because when I do land the block.
Yeah, I try to get around it. All right, cool, man. So, how long have you been playing?
I did the math today, actually. I started in August of 2019. So we're about to close in on 3 years.
3.
About to close in on 3 years. And I thought it was longer, honestly.
Did you play other sports beforehand?
Football and softball. Football was like as a kid growing up, and then softball was like high school, and then while I was in college. But
What did you study in college?
auto body and automotive.
You're really making use of that.
Yeah.
So you're... Go ahead.
I was going to say, I finally... This is my second job in automotive, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be here for a while. I work for AJ's Auto Body, who's also my probably top 2 sponsor, if not number 1, because they do everything for me. They let
Also
me,
the sponsor of our show.
Yeah.
Flagship sponsor, AJ's.
They let me go play cornhole. Even if I have work on Saturdays, they let me leave early or let me go travel. You know, they don't give me no crap about a sick day or anything. I just got to make up for it the next day.
Yeah,
So-
how about this place, AJ Sports?
Oh, I love it.
You got to watch it from day one,
From
right?
day one, from day -1 because it was a mess. It was a mess whenever there was a bunch of cars in here. Nobody got to see that. No, there's no pictures of it anywhere. It's just full of cars. Low ceiling, ceiling tiles all missing. Then they cleaned it all up, and there was still a big old mess. And then, like, came back like 2 days later, and it was all cleaned up. And then came back like the next day, and the turf was down. And then it just all came in about a month span.
A couple weeks later, Jake parked a car in here and was throwing airmails over it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they have you doing a pretty good role, it seems like. It seems like Raymond trusts you, man. It seems like you've really taken a little bit of ownership in the AJs and helped it run. You know, I hear nothing but compliments. Not that anyone has to compliment you, but I hear nothing but compliments. And that's good. It's good that you have because what you're saying earlier, your goal is to become an ACL pro and kind of chase this cornhole dream, right? So having a job that allows you to go do that is huge.
Yeah, it is because I see a lot of these players, like, they're having to go, like the pros, they're having to travel, and they leave on, like, a Thursday, and they probably don't get back till Sunday night if they get knocked out early or Monday, and you got to think you're taking Thursday and Friday for sure, and Monday probably. That's 3 days, and they just had a pro shootout, 3 weeks in a row almost?
Right.
Imagine going to all 3 of those. That's almost 2 weeks of missing work.
You're missing work, and you're hoping that your sponsors are taking care of a lot of that,
Yeah.
right? And as a lower pro, I mean, it's hard to get sponsors.
Well, have you noticed that more and more I'm seeing the profession for the player that they're showing on ESPN as cornhole professional or professional cornhole player, ACL pro as their occupation? Like, there's more and more people that are showing up that are doing that full time.
Yeah, there's people in the DFW area that are doing it. They might not be making the same amount as a pro would, because if they win Justin took home like 20 grand in the past couple weekends, and you got to think, if you're playing only local tournaments, you're not going to make that much. You're probably going to make 1,000 if you find the right tournaments.
Yeah.
And there's not that many out there. There's not that many big money tournaments.
All right, cool. So you've got the conference, and then you have SIG 4. You got any comments about SIG 4?
I'm finally going to run a big tournament with the guy that basically taught me everything. This guy right next to me, Grant. upskirt.
So I picked us to at least, first of all, finish in the top 10.
Yeah.
That's a no-brainer to me.
Yeah, no brainer.
But when I, release my final like picks and like where I actually have them finishing, we're at number 1. We're going to win the whole thing. We're going to win the whole thing. I'm feeling good. You always stay hot. So
And
we got
you've
it.
already been in the finals once.
Yeah, and that was with BG. So imagine you're playing with me.
Yeah, I'm still mad about that second place finish because we had the two best people in the area. They got to partner up, and that's. I know Sammy's
Justin
not a
and Sammy
pro.
on the same team.
Yeah, it's
that was
not
some
fair.
BS. I agree. They
We
need to
win
make
that.
a rule
We
change.
win that if they're not playing. We knocked somebody out. Well, I didn't, but my partner knocked the other team out of the tournament.
If all I gotta say is, if I was in that championship, it would have gone a little bit differently. But bejesus me,
But
And-
you and Noah or you and BG?
me and Noah. But bejesus Noah specifically.
Yeah.
And it's a tough loss, but hey, that was a good tournament.
Hey, I averaged a 10 in the loser final. I was happy about that with the green max. I
Yeah.
don't even play like that.
Well, I mean, I think who are you playing with at state? I know it's a little bit down the road.
Ooh, BG again.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we're coming back.
Oh yeah.
Running it back.
Oh yeah. All right. So how are you feeling about your singles game?
I've been able to make a run at almost all of them. The only hard part is I gotta start off hot in the morning.
Hey, and you struggle with this. You can't just party hard the day before, man.
Nah,
you gotta
dude.
relax a little bit. I
Dude.
know it's in the spirit of cornhole.
Oh,
but
it's
you
in
gotta think about
Shreveport,
your
too.
game.
Dude, in Lubbock, I went to sleep at like 8 or 9 o'clock Thursday night, and I made tier 2 in singles. That was so annoying. But I had one of the hardest pods. I don't care what anybody says.
Well, the pods do shake. That's why we're waiting to see the pods.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
pods can shake out pretty tough sometimes.
Yeah.
So we're running out of time here.
Yep.
Anything else you want to say? Or, any topic you want to cover? Do you want to go in just, hey, Mike's yours. What do you want to talk about?
I'll thank some people that really progressed my game. It started with you because, I got to watch you for I don't know how long before you moved out of Arlington, but we played week after week after week. I got to see what you did whenever you missed and whenever you made shots, and then I would go to the board next to you and do the same thing. And then BG started coming around a lot. I try to do the same thing he does. One other person would probably be Murdoch. And you got to look, those were the 3 top Dim Boys players back when I first started. And obviously, who else would I try to copy my game after? If not, at that point, there was a best out there. So I feel like I'm like the child of all these players.
And I will say you have taken probably a piece from each one of us and created your own style of game.
Yeah.
So, hey, the roll shot's been nasty. Teach me one day.
Yeah, maybe before C.
Them boys still repping. Obviously, got the jersey on.
Yeah. They Ruben believed in me from maybe not day 1, but day 2. Javi was a big supporter of getting me on DBC. He saw it from the beginning. He still does. He still wants me to go pro. Him and Jade, but Jade's funny. But yeah, DBC, Ruben. I'm trying to actually take a bigger role in DBC, help Ruben out with running tournaments and stuff. But I just like the team atmosphere. There's not really teams out there anymore.
DBC is almost like a lone survivor, right?
Yeah.
Well, you ready for the Bagdaddy's Cornhole Challenge?
Let's do it. I'm gonna try to get it. I gotta help the followers out there and get them
Some cash, right?
cash.
Yeah.
So keep in mind, you'll have to comment or share and comment your cash tag when you share the cornhole post. When you share the show post, that way you can get your money. All right, we'll talk about it out there. Sound good?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Well, Juan, we're here with the Bagdaddy's Challenge. You're going to have to make 2 air medals. I know you saw BG's challenge last week. We made it a little bit more difficult, a little bit higher, maybe 6 to 12 inches higher.
Yeah.
So you got to make 2 air medals, and you got to make 2 slides off the board in front of it. Using all Bagdaddy bags. You have 60 seconds. Do you think you'll be able to do it?
I'm gonna try to beat his time.
You're gonna try to beat his time. So
Yeah.
he finished with 56 seconds. 4 seconds
56?
left.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, well,
That's
time
plenty.
for the student
That's
to teach
plenty.
the master. All
That's
right,
plenty.
let's get it done. All right, are you good?
Yeah, I'm
You sure? All right, 3, 2, 1, go. That was all wall. Right there. 1. Oh, all yo-yos are gone. Bam, 2, got it. You got it. 35 seconds left. Need some money right here. Not so easy. Oh! Drop there. Uh-oh, don't start for 20 seconds. 15. 1 in. 1 more, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's over. Oh, it's over.
Hey, Murphy.
How much was the pay get, Doc?
Yeah, usually what's a